Okay, in part D of problem 7, are the data in the table consistent with the assertion that t prime prime of x is greater than 0 for every x in the interval from 0 to 8, and explain your answer? Well, first of all, this particular question, like in all of the part Ds, tend to be a little bit more abstract, might be a little bit more difficult, but it's only worth 1 or 2 points at the most, especially when you're splitting 9 points over 4 questions. So answer all the other ones, they were fairly easy to do, and then tackle this one. So we do know that the function is decreasing already. We're told that function t is decreasing. We're told that at the beginning. Now, it could be decreasing in one of 3 ways. It could be decreasing in concave up, it could be decreasing with 0 acceleration, or it can be decreasing and concave down. The first one would suggest that it is decreasing at a decreasing rate, the second one decreasing at a constant rate, and the third decreasing at an increasing rate. And so since we want to find out whether it is concave up, second derivative is positive, we want to know, is it decreasing at a decreasing rate? So if you look at the values there, we have the values, I duplicated them down there at the bottom. Now we can't tell exactly what the derivative is, but we can find an average rate of change between each 2 points. Next, between 1 and 5, we have an average rate of change of negative 5.75. That's 70 minus 93 divided by 4. Between 5 and 6, we have an average rate of change of negative 8. And finally, between 6 and 8, we have an average rate of change of negative 3.5. Well, if this is truly concave up, then what should be happening, and I'll illustrate with the decreasing concave up curve segment above, the slopes should be becoming less and less negative, or more and more positive as you move across. And that would be fine, except that at negative 8, between 5 and 6, the derivative begins to increase. So the derivative is decreasing, and then it begins to increase, and then it decreases again, which means that the data in the table are not consistent with the assertion that the second derivative is positive for every x in the interval from 0 to 8. And now we need to explain that and put that down in words. Data are not consistent with this assertion. If they were, the average rates of change should be decreasing across the entire interval, but between time t equals 5 and t equals 6, the average rate of change increases. And that should be sufficient to prove the point there. So that does it for problem number 7.